No. Frogsters, first of all, you tell me, what is the actual McMahon's left nut was that? Triple H? You call this Smackdown? I call this a crime scene. WWE should be arrested for this garbage. And guess what? I'm the judge, jury, and executioner tonight. Okay, Frogsters. FROX is calm. FROX is zen. FROX is about to explode like a volcano full of botched finishers. You know, Frogsters, this episode was so bad even Vince Russo called it too confusing. Hello beautiful people, welcome to Friday Night Julia. Frogsters, tonight's SmackDown was a streaming pile of creative garbage that made me wanna yeet my TV into next dimension. Triple H? Bro, you're out here calling yourself the cerebral assassin. More like a creative assassin, because you murdered my Friday night with this snooze fest. From Logan Paul's tired stick to Cody Rhodes' broken record promos, this episode was a masterclass in how to waste 2 hours of your life. But don't worry, Frosters, I'm about to roast this dumpster fire so hard it'll need a fire extinguisher. Alright, let's break it down segment by segment, and trust me, I'm holding nothing back. Let's get into this. Frosters, before we dive into this dumpster fire of an episode, let's take a moment. The wrestling world has lost a legend this week, Hulk Hogan. Now, I wasn't his biggest fan, I'll be real. Dude had his controversies, his cringe moments, but let's not pretend like he didn't change wrestling forever. Without Hogan, you know, half of these clowns wouldn't have a job today. And to all his haters celebrating his death, get bent. You don't have to like this man, but show some damn respect, because wrestling doesn't exist in its current form without him. So rest easy. Hulksters, say hi to Andre and Macho Man for us. At last, I would say, rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. Now on to the real tragedy, tonight's SmackDown. Alright Frosters, first of all, let's talk about the opener. Oh, look, it's Logan Paul's Impulsive TV. Or as I call it, improv for idiots. You know, Frosters, this segment was so predictable, I could have scripted it in my sleep. Logan comes out, insults Cleveland, because you know, apparently he's allergic to originality. And then Jelly Roll waddles in to tell us he's fighting for the Bullet Kids? What the fuck? Bro, you are a country star, not a Captain Save a Soul. Then Drew McIntyre struts out, looking like he's got lost on his way to Viking cosplay reinvention. And Randy Orton, oh god bless his Arceus, tries to save this match but can't. Talking about this brawl, it was like watching a bar fight where everyone forgot how to punch. Jelly Roll hitting a bossman slam, more like a flopman slam. This whole thing was a SummerSlam hype packet that made me wanna SummerSlam my Rimmer through the screen. Triple H, you owe me 15 minutes of my life back. And you know, Frosters, this was less a segment, more a group chat accidentally played on live TV. Logan looked lost, Drew acted like his scripts were written in crayon, and Jelly Roll was there for reasons, you know. Only RKO we needed was on the script. WWE, stop booking opening acts like you owe Logan Paul a TikTok collab. The SummerSlam hype, dead on arrival, just like this segment's energy. Next we got Alexa versus Roxanne Perez. And you know, Frosters, Bliss and Charlotte Flair's chemistry is the only thing keeping my heart beating during this match. But the ending, straight up trash. Alexa and Roxy were out there flipping like gymnasts at the Olympics, and I was living for it until Raquel and Charlotte decided to play bumper cars at ringside. Then Roxy, you sneaky little gremlin, grabs the ropes for a cheap win. Are you kidding me? This ain't a soap opera, it's wrestling. And Alexa's bloody nose, girl, you are tougher than that. But WWE's creative clearly wants you to look like a loser. But shout out to Alexa and Charlotte's vibe, you all are the only reason I didn't change the channel. You know, those Alexa and Charlotte's dance off I like. Well, this was a busted rehearsal. Next day, Jade Cargill is doing a backstage interview and Chelsea runs in shouting nonsense. They brawl, match breaks out, Tiffany interferes for no reason and ends up saving Jade? Like, why? If I'm right, they're gonna fight at SummerSlam for Women's Championship? Bro, Jade's got more backstage screen time than actual airtime. And Chelsea's interrupt was louder than a YouTube ad. And talking about that brawl, looked like two cats fighting over a hairbrush. Tiffany runs in. I can't tell if she's saving Jade or just saving this segment for a total boredom. WWE, just call it Jade versus Booker's bad ideas at SummerSlam. Next to Cody Rhodes promo. Cody, my dude, I'm sick of your promos. You came out in a jogging suit looking like you just ran from a Pelton ad, talking about Hulk Hogan like you are reading from a Wikipedia page. Tell me, Cody, I know you are actually reading it from Wikipedia page. Anyway, so Cody is begging for the real Cena. Bro, the real Cena got clowned last week after his banger with CM Punk, and now you're out here whining like a kid who didn't get his action figure. You know, Frosters, this feud got less heat than a microwave burrito, and I'm over it. Triple H, you are making Cody sound like a broken record, and Cena looked like a part-time clown. This promo was so repetitive I thought I was watching a rerun. WWE, do better or I am switching to Netflix. Next is Jacob Fatu versus The Miz. More like Jacob Fatu versus Mr. Patience. Anyway, The Miz comes back, slaps Fado like he's auditioning for a soap opera, and then gets tossed around like a rag doll. Fado's out here hitting Samoan drops so hard I felt it through my screen, but the match was over faster than my last Tinder date. Yeah, and that post-match beatdown,
Solo Sikoa and his discounted Bloodline crew
jumping Fado was about as exciting as watching paint dry. Afterwards, Jimmy Uso, the brother of that pathetic guy Yeet, so Jimmy Uso running in with a chair. Bro, you are late. You are too late to the party. And the party sucks. Absolutely sucks. Triple H, you booked The Miz like he's a punching bag and called it a match. This was nonsense on steroids, and I'm not here for it. Screw it. Move to the next one. Finally. Triple H, you got one thing right. Julia on SmackDown is like ice water in the desert. Zelina and Julia delivered charisma, fire, and no pointless interruptions. So, Julia and Zelina share a deep dynamic promo in Japanese, Spanish, and in English. Zelina tries to mind game Julia, but Julia stands tall, finally getting her SmackDown spotlight. Let me tell you full story. So, backstage, Zelina Vega approached Women's US Champion Julia,
who was with her new manager Kiana James.
Zelina Vega demanded a rematch after losing the title to Julia on SmackDown, a Saudi episode, and James, speaking for Julia, confirmed the match was already booked for the next week's SmackDown, taunting Vega by saying she'd be a footnote in Julia's legacy. Zelina Vega warned Julia,
hinting at her darker character turn, setting up their SummerSlam build-up. Yo, Triple H, finally you did something right. Putting Julia on my screen was the highlight of that trash fire of show. Genius move.
Alright Frosters, now let's talk about the main event of the night. And you know Frosters, I knew this main event is gonna be a setup, and I was damn right.
Andrade and Rey Fenix were out there flying like they were auditioning for a Marvel movie.
But the White Six, you all are spooky for the all wrong reasons. Nikki Cross pulling out the ref out for a disqualification, lame. Then every tag team in the division runs in like it's a Black Friday sale, and then we got a brawl so chaotic it looked like my last family reunion. But Nick Aldis, you saved this mess by booking a TLC match for SummerSlam. Woo! A TLC match after a decade? I'm over the moon, Frosters. The last one was in 2020.
And I'm 100% hyped for this.
I'm ready for ladders to fly and parties to crash.
This ending was the only thing that didn't make me wanna rage quit SmackDown.
Triple H, you got half a point for this one, but don't get cocky. You all, Frogsters, if I survive this show, you can survive anything. Tonight's Friday Night Julia, more filler than Roman Reigns promo. Just kidding. Pour one out for Hulk Hogan, roast a toast for Triple H, and remember, whenever WWE gives you garbage, FROX Knox turns into a comedy gold. Catch you all next week unless SmackDown makes me cancel my cable first. Till next time, stay awesome, have a good day, bye.